Good morning. We will call the meeting to order. Prior to calling the meeting to order, I'd like to say the electronic participation protocol briefly. Good morning. I am going to briefly review the protocols for electronic participation in this regular ROPA 30 Appeals Oversight Committee meeting. This meeting is being streamed live from the Region Appeal website, and we encourage the public to listen to the proceedings online. We continue to comply with provincial orders and public orders and recommendations to support social distancing, as well as prohibiting public gatherings of more than 10 people. The people present in the council chambers today are myself, Stephanie Jurius, as well as clerks and IT staff sufficient to facilitate the technology and procedures for this meeting. We are conducting this meeting using WebEx. If you are dialing in, please note that you will be required to identify yourself so we can update the system with your name. Councilors will be familiar with using the WebEx as it is a technology that has been used for the past few meetings of Regional Council and Committees of Council. We would just remind you to take the following measures to avoid feedback and confusion with members speaking over one another. Please keep your microphones muted unless you have the floor to speak. Please use a headset and, if possible, avoid using hands-free devices or speakers. Please speak loudly and clearly when you have the floor. Please ensure that any surrounding environmental noise such as televisions, radios, and pets is eliminated. The recommended WebEx meeting display view is active speaker video view or active speaker and thumbnail view, so that you will have a full view of the presentation slides and other materials, if any. If you are experiencing poor Wi-Fi connection, please disable your video. If you drop off during the meeting, please rejoin. And if you have difficulties, committee members are asked to please contact your local IT department first for assistance, following the same process as you do for your local council meetings. As required, your local IT department will reach out to regional IT staff for further assistance. The video function for WebEx is activated, so you may choose to turn on your video. You can choose to leave it on throughout the meeting, or you can turn on your video only when you are speaking. If you don't want to activate the video feed, you're not required to do so. We will still hear you through the audio feed. If you wish to speak, please click on the round participant icon on the bottom of your screen to enable your participant list. To indicate your request to speak, please raise your hand by clicking on the hand icon located at the top right-hand side of the participant list, beside your name. Members connecting to the meeting via dial-in option, please send an email to council@peelregion.ca and you will be added to the speakers list. If you have any motions, amendments to introduce regarding business on today's agenda, please email your motion to council@peelregion.ca, identifying yourself as the mover. Please note that the seconder is not required at committee. Each motion will be read in its entirety prior to calling a vote. Recorded votes are not allowed at committee meetings. For committee votes, the chair or the clerk will call for any objections. If you have an objection, please unmute your microphone and indicate your name and objection. If no objections are started, the motion will be deemed to be approved. When the meeting moves into closed session, those members who are participating remotely must ensure that no other person is in the location from which you are taking part in the meeting, or make appropriate arrangements so that any persons cannot see or hear any of the confidential deliberations taking place. If this is not possible, the member must withdraw from the meeting until it has moved back into public session. Prior to meeting into closed session, members shall declare that they adhere to the confidentiality standards as outlined in the Regional Code of Conduct. If you have questions as we proceed through the meeting, please send them to council@peelregion.ca together with a request to speak. To ensure that we maintain quorum, please send an email to council@peelregion.ca to indicate that you are leaving the meeting and provide an email when you return. We will monitor the email and will also monitor the WebEx participants list. We shall now commence the meeting with a roll call. Please indicate your presence by responding here when called upon. Councillor Groves? Councillor Groves?
Present.
Thank you. Chair Yanika?
I'm here, but
Thank you. Councillor Paleshi?
I'm here.
Thank you. Councillor Parrish? Councillor Parrish, I can see your, just need to acknowledge.
I'm here.
Okay, thank you. I will now pass the meeting back to our committee chair, Councillor Parrish. Thank you.
Thank you. Call the meeting to order. Are there any declarations of conflict of interest? Hearing none. Can I have approval of the agenda? Councillor Groves?
Yes.
All those in favor? Any opposed? There are no delegations. We have no reports. We have no communications. We will now move in camera. Councillor Paleshi, will you move us in camera? Annette?
Yes, I'll move us out. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay.
Thank you. Is someone prepared to move the direction that we were given in camera by the external solicitor and our internal solicitor? Annette?
Yes, I'll move. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor? Let's just say anybody opposed, yell. Nobody's opposed. Thank you very much. That was quite an interesting meeting. Thank you, Stephen, for tuning in. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Patrick. Good team. And thank you, Annette, for brightening my morning.
My pleasure. Just come to Bolton. They'll brighten it for you.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Meeting is adjourned.